Jonathan Moore at the Hometown Historian channel. I just decided, driving over, Cliff and I are going to go out to eat this evening, thanks to concerned grandma. She once again gave us a free meal out at Buddy's. So I'll probably do a short video at the end of this too, like Buddy's at Buddy's. She had said, you'll do something like that just to say hi to everybody, the both of us, as people like to see us out filming together. And so we'll see. I'll try to get something like that done. I don't want to make it too weird for Cliff, but yeah. I'm trying to figure out where I know where I am. I get a little confused sometimes. I'm actually coming up on Mount Etna. I was thinking about, there was a cemetery back a little further near, I think it's called Mount Zion, and it's just sort of, and there you can see the Mount Etna sign. I was thinking about potentially stopping there because it was a tiny cemetery. I think at one point there was a church there, so it's probably either a Brethren cemetery or Mennonite of some sort. But I didn't. That used to be, I think, an old inn. Sure, I always thought that building was really, really cool. But this is the town of Mount Etna. But it was another one of those towns that had another name. It's started with a W, and I've completely forgotten what it is, but this is one of them. I think it has one of those blue town signs that will do Mount Etna's history at some point. But it's a neat little town, a lot of history, but it's one of those small Pennsylvania sort of country towns. Some cool history with it, some cool buildings that still exist. I used to go this way sometimes when I worked at Dutchway in Myerstown. Always enjoyed that. Let's just quick stop here, because this is a sign that has the name. It was formerly, holy crap, Wooler. I'm not pronouncing that right at all, but that is an old German Mennonite name. There's a little pond, but reason I thought better of trying to pronounce it when I went by it the first time. I was like, you know what, let's stop. And then I make an embarrassment of my mispronunciation and butchering of its poor name. But oh well. But it's a cool little town. Well, like I said, we'll wind out going through there at some point to talk about the history and do the Hometown Foundations series from Mount Etna. Will be one of the towns that we do. Marion Township. It's one thing that's cool about, like, here in Pennsylvania, especially East Coast, United States. A lot of the names that you'll find are either English, German. You can have some French, sometimes even Italian names. And it's just sort of cool how, you know, from people's home countries, they brought the names over and brought the old country over here to the new. I always have found that interesting. So we're just going to sort of meander and drive around a bit, because I'm pretty early. We're going to make a left here. So I think this is the road, if I'm remembering correctly. This is a pretty cool sort of scenic country roads you can go along and enjoy. I'm surprised the corn's actually as high as it is, considering we haven't gotten. It's pretty brown and yellow, considering we really have not gotten a whole lot of rain here for a while. We get it on and off here and there, but it really has been a pretty dry summer. But I think we're still in Lebanon County, but we will soon be entering Berks County. So I have not seen any signs that would say Berks County. So we're right there, probably within a couple miles or less of crossing over from Lebanon County into Berks County, Pennsylvania. Put out a video earlier today about the vlog just to give quick updates and stuff like that. So say thank yous to Kim, talk about a new series that's going to start this week. It's a series that we've talked about quite a bit. I'd like to do the Indiantown Gap part of that, where we had visited earlier at Indiantown Gap, where they have all those tanks and other helicopters and whatnot. There's actually a couple more things I'd like to, that we didn't visit the first time, that I'd like to visit. So I think I know. Yeah, wow, that's bumpy. They weren't kidding. This is Wintersville Road here, so we're gonna go straight across. Normally I go down that way. We are very, very close to Berks County now, because if you go straight down that way, which would be south, that will take you down to 422, and right across 422 is where the Topahawken Reformed Church, or the United Church of Christ now is what it would be called. But that's pretty much right there on the line of Lebanon County, Berks County. So yeah, so we're real close now, probably within a mile. I did it's not a paper route, but it was called a merchandiser, which is advertising type paper that they put out, and it's one of those things where you pretty much drop it off to everybody. And I did one of those out in this area. Wow, like it wasn't bad until I got out on, I'm trying to think what the name of the route is, but that's like you can't stop because you'll get run down. But sort of terrifying. I did it once and I was like, nope, I'm not doing that again. I don't want to die. It was just one of those roads where people are moving really fast and there's not really anywhere to get off the actual road. There's a pretty barn there. So one thing I love about this area, my local area at least, we're gonna make a left here. I really like this. Is Smoltz Road. It's just so scenic, so beautiful. So many beautiful barns. You get a lot of these stone barns out here. You get a lot more of them, say, when you start going down towards Lancaster County, but there's a lot of age in this area, a lot of seasoning, if you will. Find all kinds of really cool places. A lot of farm, agricultural area. See a lot of pretty fields, all kinds of stuff. It's just a real quaint, scenic area. I like that house up there on the hill. Host Road. That'll take you out to that road. The town of Host. Topahawken Township. May even cross over that route and go over, because there's a old forge out there, which I don't know if the forge is, I don't think any of that stuff exists anymore, but it's called Charming Forge. It's probably one of those, once again, that was owned either by the Grubbs or the Colemans or one of those conglomerates, because they sort of bought up all the little forges and furnaces of the area during that time period of the mid 1700s to the mid 1800s. They were the premier families. The Grubb family eventually sort of backed out of Lebanon County area and went and operated out of Mount Hope, which I believe is, you're getting over, it's right off of Lebanon County down in Lancaster County. I believe the Mount Hope, that area is now where the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair is run out of, which that's something, if you're ever looking for something really cool to do, something that's unique. An event, if you like wine, they have a winery there in a state where they do all that kind of stuff with the wine business. If you like medieval stuff, that place is for you. I had a number of friends, my good friends, I believe Dawn and Derek, their mom, who's an absolute sweetheart, Naomi. They all, and I believe their oldest sister, Crystal, also worked at the Mount Hope Winery and Estate for the Renaissance Fair. You sort of dressed up medieval garb, and just really, really cool. That's a cool old truck there, old Chevy. But really, really neat place. But that's where the Grubbs operated out of, and then the Colemans operated out of Cornwall after they bought the Grubbs out. But yeah, they had so many of these. The more you learn, and some of these iron furnaces, some of them were just lime kilns. You'll see the ruins of them some places because they're usually a little smaller. We came across one of those at Stouts, I think it's Stoutsburg, where Christ Lutheran Church, we had visited there east of Myerstown in Millardsville. I think that's I'm pronouncing it correctly. A gentleman had corrected me on my pronunciation of Millardsville. I think I was saying Millardsville, and I'm still probably not getting it right. It's Topahawk, and I know I'm not saying it, but it's my Dutchiness. I have it off. My brain, it's one of those words my brain just does not compute. But yeah, it's just a really neat area. I love driving through here. It was pretty cool when I did deliver the merchandiser in here. I did this whole area, and it was just a lot of neat old buildings, a lot of farmland. I love driving back roads. I've always been in love with driving the back roads. You just see, looking down through there, just now the trees are sort of blocking it, but it's so pretty down through it. Just the rolling hills. It's just something I always loved and adored. Love the woodlands, love the hills, love the open fields. You know, this sort of rolling terrain. You just think about all the history, all the people that lived here, and all the adventures people had going out through here. It's interesting. It's 419. So we'll make a left here, I believe. Actually, I think I'm going to make a right, because I want to go across onto the other side. We're going to go down to the village of Host, and it's H-O-S-T, spelled just like it sounds. It's just one of these tiny towns. Probably, I don't know, I would assume named after a village or a town that somebody had come from, you know, in Europe. There's some cool old buildings down through here too. You'll hopefully I'll be able to show you them to a degree. I'm not gonna be able to stop or anything like that because it's all private property, but hopefully I can zoom my camera over on them as good as possible. Here's one of these old stone houses coming up here on the left. It's just really neat old stone house, and then one of those stone barns. Now, like I said, there's some moo-moos. We'll make a left up here at some point when we get up to Host. Take you back through, and there's Diffenbach's chips. Delicious. They're a lot of them, they're like the kettle style type chip. And this is Host up here. You can't get a good view of, there's the one stone house here, but this is where we're gonna go here. I had two people right up the back side, and it's just sort of like, if you lay off a little bit, folks, and pay attention, everything will be fine. Nope. Go, go, go. May 1st. Charming Forge is east of here, east and I believe south. Some of these roads can be pretty interesting and confusing at times. I haven't spent a ton of time, and then you go out to go east of here. You can go out to, it's called Burnville. They also call it like Christmas Village. Is out in this direction as well, where they have around Christmas time, they have this really impressive light display. It's pretty neat. There's some more of those rolling hills there. I love going through these little valleys and glens, and sort of cool. There's an old entrance to something at some point. Doesn't seem like there's much of anything anymore, but at some point it was something. Always love doing these country roads. I haven't done one of these for Sleepy Hollow Sweetheart Cottage. There's a little like stone foundation of something. It's pretty neat. This turned out to be a cool little road back through here. This is sort of what I was talking about doing with the Country Roads Take Me Home, is sort of randomly just take, okay, I have a general idea where I am, but let's take this road. Let's see let's go on an adventure. Let's see what's out here. I love doing stuff like that. I used to do that when I was younger, when gas was, I remember when I first started driving, gas was like 89 cents a gallon. That would have been back in like 1996, 97. But I used to drive around. I had a 1987 Pontiac Sunbird. It was silver. They had the little flip-up lights. Sort of pretty cool, sporty-looking vehicle. I had a lot of fun with that car. Ugh. But that's where I got my love of going back roads, just having a blast. Going on an adventure, seeing new things, checking out new places. We're in Jefferson Township. Pretty sure that would be named after Thomas Jefferson, our third president of the United States. Ooh. A little hiccupy there. Weather's starting to, still a little warm yet, but it's starting to turn, which makes me happy because I'm not a fan of the hot weather. Kate talks to me a lot, and she always says about how she's not a big fan of the hot weather. We talk about that. Neither one of us likes it. It used to not bother me that bad, but now I'm not so fond of it anymore. I'm sort of glad to avoid it, especially when it gets humid. If I have a place to pull off up here somewhere, I'm going to do so. That way I'll make this person unhappy. That's behind me right now. Coming up here shortly, somewhere in this area, they'll have a sign that says Charming Forge, and I believe it's to the left. We may run out there. We may run out there and see what we can see. There's a cool little view looking down out into the valley in between mountain ranges. Try to figure out where we are exactly, and then I'll go back and meet Cliff and go out to get a little something to eat. will say I am looking forward to once finally get those shoes. They mold your feet, make sure everything's gonna fit, protect your feet. I'm looking forward to getting those because I don't mind these medical shoes, but I think there's a point where you're like, I'm not sure if I went down quite far enough for the Charming Forge. Then that might actually be down to the left, but we're gonna head up 419. I believe at that stage here, heading on North 419. We're gonna probably say goodbye and thank you for coming on another adventure. This is a fun little country roads video, or just sort of random roads and having some fun with that. And I always like when trees are lined up like that. Really pretty. But anywho, it's been fun. Went around. We'll try to hit down a little southeast of where we were and see if we can find that Charming Forge. Cliff was doing his Union Canal series, and he actually, when he found, I think it was like 3 or 4 of the locks that he went through the brush trying to find, he came up on Charming Forge there. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that, because they do have a historic marker for a Charming Forge. It's something I definitely want to do at some point. So anyways, I just want to say thank you once again, everybody, for coming along on this adventure. And as always, we will see you all about town. So I said I was going to put something at the end of this video, like Concerned Grandma had paid for a meal up at Buddy's, and I'm getting older, completely sort of slipped my mind. A little awkward to film in there as well, so we'll figure something out for the next time to do Buddies at Buddy's, or whatever we call it. Just a little bit of a saying hello together and stuff like that. But funny story. So we're talking about life in general, and you know, our channels and just whatever. So I didn't hear it because I normally hear my machine makes the gastrointestinal noises, also known as flatulence. Apparently there's a family next to us, and one of the little girls absolutely let one rip. And they just, like little girls, they start giggling, and he's like, "It wasn't me, it was you." And everybody was looking bashful over there, and we all just started to laugh, and I think I said, "Better out than in," or something like that. But it was sort of funny. It was like we were there at Buddy's. It's just, I just like that place. It's just down home country cooking, good food, good people, just an enjoyable experience. But anyways, so I want to say thank you as well. Buddy's probably won't see this, but thank you once again to Buddy's. Every single time we're there, it's fantastic. And thank you as well to Concerned Grandma. We really do appreciate it. It's nice just to sort of get away, go to a place that's relaxing. The run over the mountains is really nice as well. So I wanted to put something at the end of this video, because the beginning of the video I did say I want to try to do that video. I'm getting old. I can't remember things anymore. But anyways, so I just wanted to give a reference there, change my miles up here on the van, and then I'm gonna get going and go back home. So as always, thank you. And as I said earlier in the video, we will see you all about town.